Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be talking about basic gown, and these are the measurements we'll be using. I've explained each one: the B for bust, W for waist, H for hip. We have our shoulder to bust point, which is S to BP. We have our shoulder to half length, waist to hip, our arm hole, our nipple to nipple, and our gown length. So I wrote it in the shortened form and in the full form for us to understand as our class goes. So we're doing our pattern now for our basic gown. I've demarcated, this is my pattern, this is the paper, this is the front face. I've demarcated it into two. I'll be doing my front pattern here and my back pattern here. So this is for my front, this is for my back. So I also did a demarcation up here, just 1 inch demarcation. So the first thing I'll be doing is my linear measurements. If you watched our measurement class, you understand what I mean by my linear measurements. So I'll start with the arm hole first. Our arm hole is 15 inches that we're using. So we'll divide our 15 inches by 2, which will be what? 7.5. So my measurement will start from this demarcation that I have made. That's where my measurement is starting from. I'm measuring 7.5. Okay, that's it. I have my hammer. Another way of measuring hammer, in case you do not measure your clients, or you forgot, or you just want something perfect, the measurement you use, or the calculation for it is your bust, as your round bust, measurement divided by 6. After dividing by 6, you add 1.5 to it. You add 1.5 to it. So after our arm hole, the next linear measurements we'll be taking is our bust point. This is also known as my shoulder to bust. So which is what? 9 inches. You can see that I'm taking my measurements both on my front and my back. So this class is actually beginners friendly. It is actually beginners class. This is beginners class. And it is easy to understand. So you can see I'm also what? Labeling it as this is my arm hole, this is my bust point. So after that, the next measurement I'll be taking is my half length. You don't know that was my shoulder to waist. So where my waist placement is, which is what? 14 inches. I always measure like this, measure on the front, the center, the back, to have what? A straight measurement, a perfect one. The next measurement is what? My hip. This is my waist. The next one I'll be measuring is my hip. And for standard measurements, the waist to hip is always 8 inches. Unless your client has a very large hip or is chubby, it could be 9 inches, but standard 8. But if you have someone that is thin, also it could be 7.5. But standard 8, you still get a perfect outfit with 8 inches. Okay, so the next measurement to be taken is what? Her gown length. It is a short gown, so we're taking her gown length. Assuming for the long gown, we first take our knee length measurement, then our full length measurement. But since it's a short gown, we are taking just our knee length measurement. That's where the gown is stopping, which is 38 inches. 38 inches. How can I see what I'm doing? So guys, so these are linear measurements. Let's see it. The arm hole, the bust points, the half length, hip, and our gown length. Okay, now let's move to our arm measurements. So this is my front and this is my back. So this place here will be acting as what? My center front. This place will be acting at what? My central front. Some people feel like they might actually rule a line and start from that line point. But I'm using this like this. So now I'm working on my front now. So now the first thing I'll be placing what is my shoulder or back measurement, which is what? 13. And 13 divided by 2 is what? 6.5. So that makes it 2 measurements that we divided by 2 now. We divided our arm by 2, and we also divided what? Her back by 2. So when it comes to the round measurements, the waist, the hip, and that, we're dividing it by 4. And the reason is that we are assuming this is our front unfold. We have a full front, so I folded it. Okay. So normally another outfit you have front and back. That's 2. So this is my round measurement, which is my waist. I have front and back, and my front and back makes up what my round measurement. So that means I'll first divide by 2 for my round. So since I'm now folding my front by 2 also, that means I'll also be dividing what I've divided by 2, I divided by 2 again. So that makes that automatically our round measurement will be divided by what? By 4. So for my back, I have 6.5. So I'll be placing my bust measurement, which is what? 34 on my armhole line. Note, I didn't see on my bust point line now. On my armhole line, that's where I'm placing my bust measurement. So and my bust is what? 34. So 34 divided by 2 is 17. 17 divided by 2 is what? 8.5. So that means 34 divided by 4 is what? 8.5. So I'll be measuring 8.5. This is the mark. So the next measurement I'm placing now is my waist measurement. So my waist is 28. The waist measurement is 28. So 28 divided by 4 is 7. So I'll be placing 7 inches here. 7. So I'm just indicating them. I'm not ruling, I'm not joining them yet. So this is my hip now. So I'll place my round hip measurement on it. And my round hip measurement is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9. So I'm making a straight now, not a pencil one. So the same measurement I use for my hip is what I'll be using for where my gownlet is. I measured 9 inches, so I'll also use 9 inches here. It's a straight gown. If I want it to be a pencil gown, I will actually just reduce what I have on my gownlet line. So I'll reduce it by what? 1.5 if I want to make it pencil. So I guess we'll make it pencil. Let me make it pencil. So I'll be using, since I used 9 for my hip, so if I move 1.5 from it, that will give me what? 7.5. 7.5. So I'm using 7.5. So it depends on how pencil you want your outfit to be. So I'll be joining. So I've joined, but it's important that you note to always avoid sharp edges. You know, our body does not really have sharp points, we have bends, and so always use your hand to actually shade it out, or you can actually use your hip curve ruler. I actually have an hip curve ruler. I don't think it's necessary for this. So you can see I've erased all sharp edges for it. So remember to measure her back. Yeah. Yes. So our standard measurements for our neck, for the front neck, is what? 3 by 3. 3 by 3. That's the least you can go. 3 by 3. But it can be more than that. You can go 4 by 5, 4 by 6, 4, anyhow, depending on how wide you want or the shape of neck you want. We have different types of neckline, so it depends on the type of neckline you want. But for any neckline, you have to go down at least 3 by 3. So it will actually stop on this place. Okay, so for this, I'll be going 4 by 4. Or should I go 4 by 5? Let's go by 4 by 5. That will give us a very wide neck. Low neck, I mean, not wide. So I'm using my French cuff. I hope you can see it. I'm using my French cuff to draw my neck. My neck. This is where my 6.5 ends. On that place, I'll be measuring. Okay, I also measure my back here, 6.5. So I'll be connecting here to here to give me what? A straight line. So on this straight line, I'll be measuring 1 inch. have this is because the shoulder is actually not straight, it is slopy. So this will give us that curve we want. So I'll be drawing my handle now. When you want to draw your handle, you measure 3 inches here. 3 inches from here. So on these 3 inches, you go in by half an inch and you draw your handle. First, you can connect with your ruler. So this is our handle. So this is our full front pattern without a dart. This is our, as if you are making an outfit without a dart. This is the front pattern. But like I said, I'll be adding what? Our waist dart. So how do I do that? From the name waist dart, it will be placed where? On the half length area, and where I placed my waist measurements. Remember a measurement which is called nipple to nipple. So on this bust point, you measure your nipple to nipple. My nipple to nipple is 7, so you'll be dividing it by 2, which is what? 3.5. From the center front to the other side, 3.5. Measure it here also, 3.5. And you measure it here also, 3.5. So you draw a straight line. Can you see that? A straight line. So on my bust point area, I'll be coming down by 0.5 inch. On my waistline, I'll be measuring ½ inch on both sides. I want my dart to be 1 inch, so I'll be taking ½ inch on both sides. Then I'll connect to this 0.5 I brought down here. So for the down part, I'll go above here. You can go above by 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inch, anyhow. But I think the least you should go above. You shouldn't, your dart should not be directly on your hip. So you can go above by 1 inch, 1.5. I'll be going above by 1.5. So I'll be connecting from my waist. So this is the waist dart. So now I've taken my waist dart, but there will be an issue. What will be the issue? I've reduced my weight because we'll be actually cutting this out. I'll show you when I'm cutting it. I'll actually be cutting this out. So what will happen? I will have to do what? Add it back. This is what? 1 inch. So I have to add 1 inch back to this side. 1 inch to this side. So I have to withdraw. So you can see this. So this is my new front pattern, and that is all for my front pattern. This is all. Can see it's simple, right? Yeah, it is. now we'll be moving towards our back pattern. So for my back pattern, like I said, I'm actually making an outfit that has a zip. So I'm building a line to leave space for what? For her zip allowance. You know, the zip is always at the center of the outfit. So this will be our central front. This will be our new central front. So this place is for our zip allowance. So I will not explain much. Like I said, this will be my back center. So same thing I did. I put my bust measurement on my arm line, my waist measurement. So the difference between this and the front now, you know, like I said, we are actually putting what? We are putting her, what's it called? Waist measurements, our zip allowance here. So this is what our waist, which is what? 7 inches. 7 inches. Or because I actually want my zip to lie very well, instead of starting my zip measurement, sorry, my waist measurement from here, I will actually first measure 0.5 from this line. As you can see, 0.5. See 0.5. So from this 0.5 is where I'll be measuring my waist measurements, which is 7. So this will be my new waist measurement, 7. Remember, we are adding that, so I'll just use 8 like that. It will be 8 inches. So this might be a straight line. Do not fret, do not worry. The fact is that when you actually finish sewing, the shape will come out. Because when you take in your dart, space will go inside. So this is it. My hip is what? 9 inches. So it will not be as curvy as what? As the back, as the front, I mean. So remember what we use for our front gown length, or the gown length. We use what? 7.5. Remove 1.5 for a pencil skirt. So this is still be 7.5. So like I said, ensure you avoid pointed edges. Ensure you avoid pointed edges. So this is it. So remember, the measurement we use for our front neck is what? 4 by what? 4 by 5. So you know, I told you the standard measurement for our front is what? 3 by 3. So also for the back, the least you can do is what? 3 by 1. 3 by 1. So for this now, I'll be using 4. Your wideness of your neck has to be the same thing. So if you use 4 for your back, you have to use 4 for your front. If you use 5 for your front, you have to use 5 for your back also. And this has to be not to have issues with your shoulder when you are joining them. So I'll still be using 5 for my wideness. 4 I mean for my wideness. But for how low I want to go, it depends. I might want a low V back. So I can go as down as 6 inches if I want a low V back.
So let me use 6 inches, or let me just use the normal standard 4 by 1. Let me use 4 by 1. Let's start it. So if I want a V, I can just go down and I'll draw a line from here to here. So it all depends on what you want or you desire. So as you can see, so I'm putting my measurements here also. I need that straight line. I'll go down here also by 1 inch. So for my back, I'll be dividing this line by 2. This line, what I have left here, this is 6.5. That will give me 3.25. So on that place is where I'll be going in by 0.5. So I'll draw my hammer. So this is my front, this is my back. So remember, we went in here by what? 0.5. So I'll be connecting it. I'll be connecting it to my hip line. So don't forget we're supposed to add what? Our zip allowance. So for my zip allowance, I'll be adding what? 1 inch. 1 inch. So I'll be measuring my 1 inch from this place. I hope you can see it from here. 1 inch. So I'll connect 1 inch. This place. I'll 1 inch. So there's something we've not done, but tell me that I waist that. So our waist that is what? 3.5. Five. So for the back, you can actually start your dart from that line, from your bust point line. Doesn't matter. Some people go above it. So I'll still be going higher up here by 1.5 also. So that's it, guys. This is our pattern. This is the front. This is the back. How you can see it? This is our front. This is armhole, the bust points are half length. And the gown length. So I'll be cutting it out now. cutting it out with the paper scissors.
See guys,
My front and my back. I think that the back is not really the same as probably as my front. That is so come back. See you guys in the next class. Bye.